let me go about a raise of hands. Who here has never done a real estate deal? Okay, so you're both wrong. All right, so today I'm gonna do something different, right? What I'm gonna do that's different is I'm not going to get into the details of real estate. The information is everywhere. Jay's giving you the information. You can YouTube it. I have over 100 plus videos on YouTube on Real Estate Guru, IG Real Estate Guru. But you can find the information everywhere. That's not the problem. The problem with our mindsets is what's between our ears. So, in 2008, I moved down to Charlotte, North Carolina from New Jersey. A month before I turned 25. I was 24 when I moved down. It was 24 when I moved down here, to be exact. Okay. Fast forward, I'm 36 now. But when I moved down here, right? I moved down here with, I didn't have any family in Charlotte. I didn't have any connections. All I knew was some girls I met in the club and I used to come down here and party. That's all I knew. But how does someone go to a new city, party, let's all get wasted, party till we fall down, and then transition years later to having a seven-figure business?
Yes, yes.
How does that happen? Well, the main ingredient of that is the mindset. You have to change your mindset, right?
What you say? Say that again.
You have to change your mindset. That's the most important thing to transition your situation. When I moved down here, my first job was $10 an hour, working at Converters. In the call center, I worked there for 3 months. Then I went down the road here. At the time, it was the Wachovia headquarters, and Wells bought it out. I was making like $12 an hour. And I read this book that changed my life called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And in this particular book, it led me to join the REIA. And for those who don't know, the REIA is the Real Estate Investment Association. And that's where I met one of my first mentors, Jay Parker. And I was working second shift from 2 to 10, right? And I'm sorry, not 2 to 10, 11:30 to 10. And I had Tuesdays off, Tuesdays and weekends off. So what I would do is, on Tuesdays, I would go out to hear Jay and the guy, Dan, speak at these meetings, right? I would go out to hear them speak, and I'm like, why is this guy finding no deal? I go to my job, like, man, this guy, he has all this real estate. Every Tuesday, he's coming by a new deal he's doing, etc. But everybody else crying about real estate stuff, really nice. So, I had to change my surroundings. Instead of partying, like in the call center, I don't know if anybody worked in the call center, but the call center at that time we was all young, so therefore we should be planning for Friday and Saturday night. But what I noticed, as we were planning for Friday and Saturday night, nobody plans for 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now. So I knew I had to do something different.
Yeah.
And that thing I had to do different was, instead of partying, I had to start reading. I didn't read my first book till about 26, and I graduated from college. I cheated all through college. This is back before turnedin.com, and back then you could buy a essay, on the internet. Back then, you can't do it now, but yeah, you used to buy an essay and just turn it in, and you could. So what I did was I started reading. I stopped partying so much, right? And now we're in the year 2010. Constantly reading about real estate, listening to Jay, wondering why he's so happy and everybody else is so upset. Because we're in a recession. I don't care what you turned on. It was stay away from real estate, stay away from stocks, you're gonna die. That's all it was at the time. Right now. Let's be prepared for that. It was just stay away from anything that was, that could better your future. So, from there, I said, I gotta start marketing. Because I used to bring these deals to Jay, and I'm like, man, why did sellers won't do this? What's going on? What's going on? And as Jay told y'all prior to me coming, I was looking for stuff. For sale. and not on sale. So, in order for whatever he taught you to work, you have to believe it's gonna work. If you don't believe that you can find a house for $100, $1,000, $5,000, $15,000, it's not gonna happen. You have to believe that first. I bought a house off of Gramsci for $1,000, and that's what the seller told me to get, $1,000. And I ran over there to give him that money, give him that contract so we can close on that deal. Recently, I got offered for somebody said, "Hey, look, I need to get this out. I got 90." I said, "No, I want to hold it out. It's in a great appreciation neighborhood." However, but for me to get there, I had to believe. What if I never believed? What if I never stopped partying? What if I never stopped making those phone calls? Hey, what we doing Saturday? What we doing Friday? What if that never happened? I would still be going into a situation on Monday, whereas I felt like the refrigerator's on my back because I'm going to a place I don't want to be. I hate it here. I don't like my coworkers. I'm just here because I have to be. If I didn't have this job, I wouldn't even know you. I remember working, you go on vacation, you coming back from work, and you dread it. When you come back from vacation, you're like, oh, I go back to work. Now when I come back from vacation, I'm excited to get back to work. I enjoy what I do. But how did I get to that place, right? Now, reading. Now, Jay is a giver, right? What you call a giver. He does a free meetup every fourth Tuesday of the month up here in Concord, right? So he gives you information at least once a month. He gives you a bunch of information. You get out, wake up at, what time y'all running out? Like 2 in the morning? Answer all your questions. He's much better than me. You know, and answer all your questions, and you run, and he's a giver, right? But does it really matter what he gives if you don't do anything? One of the things I want you to do, and I challenge you in the next break, is to look to your left, look to your right, get well acquainted with that person, start a group chat with that person, and from starting a group chat with that person, stay in contact with them, definitely become Facebook friends. And one of the things I had to do, like I did this back in 2012, at the time the person who did it was like the Facebook challenge was basically get all the mess out of your feed and then get people who inspire you, who you want to be like. Even if it's like every time it's a hip hop preacher, a Les Brown, etc., follow their fan pages. Get all that stuff down your feed. Because I can tell you, back when I first got on social media, it was like, whoa, this is a new way to get some girls. So I had a whole bunch of girls with a whole bunch of problems down my timeline. Now, what does that do for my success? Absolutely nothing. Matter of fact, it distracts me from my success, if anything. So getting this information today is not just you going out there and do it. You have to change. It's extremely important you change your thinking. Someone needs you to be financially free. Someone needs it. It could be your kids, it could be your parents, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be your friends. Someone needs you to be financially free. Now, for me reading these books, right? You get these self-development books, and what I would do is I would read two self-development books and one really. And around 2010, something came out called podcasts. And at that time, it was maybe like 5 real estate podcasts at that time. So when people ask me, man, how do you learn? I tell them, there's one guy that he was the only guy who was like active at that time, Flip to Freedom, and all he was talking about was wholesaling. And I learned from Sean Terry, I tell people Jay Parker, and Laura Nisman. And I tell them, hey, Jay and Laura, they're local. So I don't know if you get in contact, but that's who I learned real estate from. That's who I was listening to. And what you'll notice on this journey to that first deal, you're going to lose people around you. You might as well get comfortable with that. People are not going to believe in you until you start bringing some checks. That's reality. I know it's like, oh, but my spouse, they, you know, like, oh, you're going driving for dollars again, you're going down that courthouse again. Oh, come. Look, no one's going to believe you until you get a check. That's just the way life is. Once you start clocking checks, people, you want to teach me that thing? I was trying to teach you 3 years ago, and I was telling you to come down here with me. Now, you see, I was able to take my family to Disneyland or wherever you guys want to go, and now people just start popping out the woodworks. And it's like, I can give you the information, but you got to be willing to do it. With me, I know most people are just not willing to do it. They're not willing to look at their schedule and say, hey, what time do I have to invest in this? All you people in this room, y'all invested in yourself to make it to this class on Saturday. There's multiple other things you could have been doing. You could have fell victim to the corona scare. It's very serious, but you could have said, I'm not going there. But you didn't. You came here. So now what you have to do, you have to look at your schedule, and from you looking at your schedule saying, how much time do I have to invest in this real estate thing? Because this is not only a financial investment, this is a time investment. And it's a possibility, it might take you a year, 2 or 3 to get paid for investing your time. Now, fast forward, here it is, I'm changing my mindset. I did my first wholesale deal in 2011. And I did that after 8 months consistently driving for dollars. 8 months consistently. It didn't happen 2, 3 weeks, 3 months. It could have, but that just wasn't part of my story. Now, in the midst of that 8 months, could I have given up? Yes. Could I have called my friends and said, hey, yo, y'all ready to hit the club, man? This real estate stuff don't work. Yes. Could I have started trying to chase 2 rabbits at one time? Some of you know what I mean. You know, like, okay, I'm going to do this real estate thing today on Saturday, but come Wednesday, now I'm doing some network marketing stuff. Come next month, now I'm opening up a barbershop. The month after that, now y'all see me selling tea. So, weight loss tea?
Hey,
That flat tummy curl. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. I bought some of that tea before. And after, I was still fat. That's when I was like,
you didn't change your diet
I gotta change my diet?
and your mindset.
They told me a lot. They just said about the tea. I was like, about the tea. I said about the tea. I'm gonna be an Instagram model. Selling me the tea. It didn't work out like that at all. It didn't work out like that at all. I give up on the tea. But your time is limited. Everyone has to say 24 hours a day. You have to use and invest your time wisely. I'm not saying that you have to, after hearing me talk, or after tomorrow, you have to go out here and make an announcement on social media saying you're about to change your life. Change is not need announcement. You can change Sunday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It doesn't need announcement. You have to change with it. And let me tell you, once you start changing your habits, some people are going to fall behind. It is not because they're hating, not because they dislike you. They're not used to that, seeing you doing that. They're not that doesn't fit them. That's not the Nasar we know to stay in the house and read a book. So let me start going over here, because for them it might be more comfortable complaining. Going to the club on Friday, Saturday night, messing up their Sunday morning when they're supposed to be in service. That mess might be their comfort zone. That's just where they're comfortable at. Just because you're willing to get uncomfortable doesn't mean everybody else needs to be uncomfortable. And some of y'all are married, and for whatever reason, I get a lot of emails on my blog saying, hey, my spouse is not on board, my spouse is not on board with this, my spouse is not on board with that. And I tell them, hey, look, all right, let's say you are 32 years old and you just discovered this new entrepreneur thing. Hey, bro, you gotta be patient with her or him. Maybe, hey, look, read this book. look, show him my YouTube video, show him my YouTube video. Bring them on board slowly. Everybody's not gonna catch it at the same time. I literally had a very close friend of mine, whereas she thought he was wasting his time doing real estate until he started bringing home those checks. She did not believe in entrepreneurship at all until they had their first baby, and she stayed home for the, what's it called when the girls have the baby, they stay home? For the maternity leave. She stayed home for the maternity leave, and guess what? Hey, you know what? I don't want to go back to work. I want to be an entrepreneur. And she was able to do that because he was clocking mid to high six figures by doing real estate. So she was able to stay home and pursue other ventures now. She didn't have the pressure of everything is doing the first. So I don't have time to think about anything else other than meeting that nut on the first. And that's another very important thing. I want some of us, I want you to dream. I want you to know what is your monthly nut that needs to be met now. And that monthly nut can be like your bills, right? Your bills, everything that needs to get paid on the first right now, right? And what's your ideal number? Where you think, hey, I'm good. You know, I want you to write that down and hang it up. I want to write it down what you need now and what you need once you reach that financial freedom. Another thing in the midst of this, on this journey, what I've learned was the seven habits of Stephen Covey. Thank you. Yeah, that's a great book. After I read that book, I started writing down my taxes bill. Ever since I read that book, probably 7 years ago, I started writing down my tax. Now, I'm talking a lot about reading, and I get it. Some of you say, hey, I don't have the time to read. They have audio books. You can read, you can download the Audible app. You can listen to it in your car. That's one of the things I did. At one point, the last job I got fired from, before I started doing this full time, I lived in this area literally right down the street, and in the morning, it was anywhere between a 30 to 40 minute commute because I worked in Valentine. So what I did, instead of complaining, I used that time wisely by listening to audiobooks and podcasts. Going home, so if I got a 30-minute ride there, and a 30-minute ride back, that's an hour right there I could have utilized. So going home, I'm listening to my podcast, leaving work. You know what I mean? Going to leaving work, etc. I'm listening to my podcast. I'm getting that information in. I'm using my time wisely because I'm setting myself up for my future. Before they fired me, they tried to get me to do right. They didn't know. There was no getting me to do right. And I done lied on my resume. I told those people, I said, hey, I ain't telling them it was on my resume. I found the resume on the internet. So they put me at the desk thinking I'm gonna type in numbers on there. In the Excel sheet. And then do the formula. I didn't even know what the formula was. They tried to work with me. They said, hey man, you gonna let us fire on this economy? So every Friday they would bring me in the office, look at my progress report. So eventually they started playing. They realized that I just was a bad investment. We were no good for each other. And they cut the puppet strings in September 2012. I already had a plan in place. I didn't wait until the last minute my back against the wall and all the bills were due to come up with a plan. Now I got the pressure of the world to go out here and make something happen, and I'm acting off of desperation instead of inspiration. I was inspired after I got fired. I went to an out-of-state real estate event in Dallas. So like 2 weeks after, I was ready for my new journey. And one of the reasons why I was ready, preparation. You have to prepare for success. So that job was my highest paying job, $38,000 a year. That was my highest paid job. I'm a college graduate. At the time, I was 29 when they fired me. That was my highest paid job back in September 2012. So from there, what I would do, I knew, hey, life happens, and we're gonna get into that. Then come to publishing because I needed to take some time off, a day off, because I had to go to my grandfather's funeral in Lumberton, North Carolina. So I guess they just said, hey, since you buried him, we might as well bury you too. No hard feelings, it happens in life. And this is why I want you to get into self-development, because you're gonna prepare for this journey. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's the reason why majority of Americans don't have $1,000 in their savings account. And here you guys are in the room and position yourself to one day you're gonna have an account across town you don't want to touch with 50 to 70 grand in there just sitting and you don't touch it. People are not gonna be able to relate to you. And you're not gonna be able to relate to them. So here it is, they fired me. I went down there. I didn't tell my family that I got fired. Why? I didn't want nobody worried about me. Bringing it down to my situation. Had me feel like, damn, did I really make the right decision? No, I didn't need that. I said, hey, yeah, you know, I'll be all right. Yeah, work is great. Yeah, I'm killing that Microsoft Excel. That November, which was a lot of money to me at the time, coming from my situation, 10 grand a month. 10 grand that month, that November. So I went from bringing home probably about $1,100 after tax twice a month to making 10 grand. I knew what I was doing. I knew I wasn't looking back either. And that's when I told my family I lost my job. Say, hey, you know, I lost my job. If you look back, hey, I get 10 grand a month. So preparation, you have to prepare for success. There's a reason why, and I know that, you know, in Charlotte, we got a lot of transplants, and I'm from New Jersey. And one thing, some of you guys, probably a lot of you probably won't relate, but like, when you in the hood, there's two ways to make it out with the comment folder. You know, if you got some rap skills, or if you can dribble a basketball, you in another bucket. But of us who couldn't do either, you in that lawsuit bucket, hoping to get that lawsuit, hoping to hit the lottery. But if you know anything about not only hood folk, but majority of people who get these lawsuits, majority of the time they're broke within a year, a couple of months. Lottery winners, I believe it's like 78% go broke. With that, why is that? They didn't prepare. They got the money and thought they could prepare after. But now it don't happen like that. Now you got the money, you think you know everything. Now you're about to go out there and make a whole bunch of brutal mistakes that's going to affect you for the rest of your life. That money's about to be gone. You have to prepare yourself. Read a financial literacy book. It's all right not to know. I didn't know. The self-development, this journey is hard. The information, Jay's giving you the information. The information is all on the web. When I got started, we had less than like 5 real estate podcasts. Now there's probably 20,000 real estate podcasts on any given subject on real estate. We're in a different climate. We're in the information age. The information is out there. But people are giving you the information, but what you have to do is fix this first. You have to fix yourself internally so you can get the results externally. So one time, I was writing down my goals before I had that 10 grand month. And I was talking to somebody, and I wrote down that I told him, hey, he said, now, all right, I want you to write a letter to yourself as if you already accomplished everything you want to accomplish. In my letter, I told him how I wanted to make 10 grand in a month. you know, and he stopped me. He said, you think it's too small. Too small? You must know where I'm from. $10 grand, a lot of money. You get killed for $100. Where I'm from, you talking about 10 grand? But he said, make that number bigger. So I told him, all right, I'll make it bigger. I didn't know what to say. Because in my mind, 10 grand was a lot of money in the month at that time. So what I did was, I said, okay, how about 50? Does 50 sound good? He said, yeah, 50,000, that sounds good. You want to make 50 grand a month? So cool. But in my letter that I wrote to myself, everything I wanted to accomplish, guess what? I didn't change that. I didn't see myself making 50 grand a month. I didn't think I was worth it. So I made 10 grand because that's what I wrote in my letter. I aimed low and hit. Let's say if I put the 50, and I'd have made 47. I made most people's salaries in a year. So I screwed myself by aiming low, and I hit. So what I want you guys to do, I mean, we're in a major city. This ain't getting no cheaper. Jay called this years ago, but when he said the price is going to go up, I didn't know he meant like this. And I don't think he knows he meant like this. But yeah, Jay called this, what's going on in Charlotte? Jay called this out years ago. So declare as if you accomplish everything you want to accomplish. I want you to put down 50, 100, 75,000. We're in Charlotte. You need at least 100 grand here to not only live here and enjoy what's around here. And you may want to take a vacation here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let poor people shame you into poverty. Yeah, everyone deals with it. We come from a situation, you don't need to take the kids to Disneyland. Disneyland, we got Carowinds right down the street. We got that Carowinds. I got the tickets on the Bojangles. You go after 4 o'clock, you get a discount. You just waste money. No, we don't just block that stuff out. If you want to go to Disneyland in Paris, if you can afford it, by all means do it. The reason why those lottery winners, those people who get the lawsuits, some of y'all might not can relate to the lawsuit people. I think that's just the hood thing. They got, hey, let me borrow $1,500 because my lawsuit is coming in August. So I get my lawsuit, I got it. So anyway, as we see with lottery winners, the athletes, they buy a car. And they take on this $600, $800 note. So let's say they got let's say $150,000, right? The car plays a part in them going broke, but that's not the reason they go broke. There's nothing wrong with the car. There's people who have $600 and $800 notes that can actually afford an $800 note a month. It's their financial habits. Because they did not prepare themselves for success. And most people, it will sound stupid if you say the best time to prepare for success is before you have success. Because when you have success, people will reach out. I never thought it happened to me. I hear all these, the tax people say, yeah, I have my cousin in California, they had cancer, reach out and all this and all that. Now here it is, I'm 30 plus, and I got people reaching out for loans. Family members. I put them on do not disturb. I want to get me. I had no relationship with you my whole life. Then all of a sudden you pop up when I got some money. This is why you have to prepare yourself, because these things will happen. Success is a journey. It's not a destination. And race is due every day. If you're going out there, I don't care if you wholesale 10 houses and make $250 in a month, $250,000, you still got to go out there and work. Work is required. But in order for you to sustain it, Like I've been full-time at this since September 2012, so this September will be 8 years. Where most businesses fail within, I believe it's 3 years? 3 to 5 years? But I still been going, you know, like Jay said, started out, you know, making 6 figures and, you know, all the way up to now having a 7-figure real estate business. But I never stopped working on this. Again, the information is out there. I still listen to self-development. When I'm working at my desk, I'm on YouTube listening to Every Time Is a Hip Hop Preacher. I still listen to it every Monday. I listen to Les Brown and Tony Robbins out there. I want to put good information in my head. I don't really watch the news that much. I don't even keep up with politics like I used to. Their objective is to put out negative out there. Positive news stories don't travel as fast as the negative stuff. Right? So, I tune all that stuff out. I'm one of those people, I didn't take the coronavirus serious until they suspended the NBA. That's Oh! So wait, the Hornets is playing the Lakers this month. So LeBron can't come in? This must be serious. and why is that? I don't watch the news. That's not going to help you. Constantly putting negative stuff in your mind is not going to help you. If I constantly called you with my problems, all I'm going to do is just weigh you down. That's it. You have to get everything that you can't control, you want to get out of your life. Especially on social media. All you have to do is unfollow, unfriend. Yeah, I had people used to come on my social media every day complaining with a new complaint about life. Unfollow this, you know, people just sharing fight videos left and right. Let me unfollow this person. Like, get that. You don't need that in your mind. You don't need that in this journey. This journey is already as tough as it is. You don't need to make it tougher. And most newbies give up. Like 90% of newbies give up when they're on their real estate journey. It's hard. It's not going to be easy. But the best thing you can do is prepare yourself for the journey. Prepare yourself for the heart. I promise you, if you don't do real estate, you leave this weekend, leave this class today after 5, 6 o'clock, you leave, go home, and do nothing, life is still going to be hard. It's not going to be easier. So just make it worth it. Do something that's hard. All right, so let me ask you guys a question. Can somebody tell me who's never done a deal, what's their ideal monthly income they like to make up in a month? Anybody that has not done a deal? What's your ideal monthly income you want to make in 1 month?
30,000.
How much?
30.
30 grand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And are you in the Charlotte market?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, that's extremely realistic. So at 30,000 a month, that's $360 a year. So let me use that as an example. So she wants to make $360,000 a year. What she needs to do, she needs to write out some goals. This is what I did. I learned this in my self-development journey. What I do every year in December, I write out the goals I want to accomplish before the new year comes in. So you remember how I talked about preparation? You just don't want to prepare, you want to prepare for success, but you have to prepare for other things as well. You always want to be prepared. You want to position yourself to be prepared. And what you need to do is write down, hey, look, I will make, this is what I do. I said, I will make $360,000 in 2020, right? Then from there, from me writing down my 5 or my 10 main goals, now I write a list on how to get to $360,000. Now, if you're wholesaling in Charlotte, your average wholesale fee is probably going to be somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 on average. If you're wholesaling inside of Charlotte, on the outskirts, could go down between 7 and 10. All right. And when I approach and I train my team, when they approach the seller, to back out 10 grand out of the negotiation price. Because that's what a minimum, ideally, I want to make per deal, to back out that 10 grand, okay, out of the negotiation price, so that when we wholesale, we can make at least £10,000 on a particular deal. So, after you write this down, you break it down, now you have to invest your time into doing this. And what I said earlier, yeah, you're gonna get discouraged and everything. It happens to the best of us. But you have to keep going. That's why I want you guys to get heavy into self-development, because any successful person will tell you about all the things they had to go through to get to where they're at today. Do you know, you guys familiar with the guy from Uggs? Those Ugg boots that women wear? I was listening to the founder on a podcast. At one point, he lost his company because he signed a bad contract and things went bad. And then the person he signed a bad contract with said, hey, look, man, you're out and I'm a new owner, man, sorry. He then had to come back as a salesman for a company he founded. For him, coming back as a salesman, he became the best salesman there were. And eventually positioned himself to buy back the company.
Wow.
So the journey is rough. It's not going to be easy. You're going to make stupid mistakes. And I remember years ago, I asked Jay, I said, man, how come we used to be poor? Why do you think I was successful and a lot of other people who was in our room in 2011, 2012, they still haven't done their first deal, or they're not successful? He said the difference between you and them, you ask questions. They were scared to ask questions. They won't ask questions. Don't be afraid to make a fool out of yourself. Mistakes are okay. I've been fired from some nice places here in Charlotte. I'm quite sure those people laughed at. But I know he wasn't laughing when I was at the Super Bowl with my father, when he was in New Jersey and we watching the game there. Don't let a temporary feeling mess up a good future. It's okay to make mistakes. Again, this is not easy at all. It's simple, but it's not easy. It will be hard. Now, before I wrap up, I want to ask you, I want to leave you with a few action steps, right? I want you to do this. I want you to make sure that you guys do this. Let me see how I'm doing on time. A second. But yeah, I want to make sure that you guys do a few things, right? I want you guys to ensure that you talk to the person next to you. Get a group chat, an accountability chat. When I used to go to the thing, when we do, we start our own Facebook group with just us in it and hop on a conference call. At least like once a month or so. But you don't have to do those things no more. You can do it all through a group chat. It's real simple. And hold each other accountable what you're going to do to get towards that goal. Okay? Second thing I want you to do is write down your goal. What's that income you want to make in 2020? How many deals do you want to do? If like the woman says she want to make 30 grand a month, how many deals is that? Well, that's probably between 3 and 5 real estate deals a month. Okay, to make 30 grand a month. Okay? In Charlotte, possibility you probably could do that. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys want to do it in Charlotte. Alright, so you're gonna write down your goals what you want, I want you to write a letter to yourself as well. So your goals, when you write down your goals, I will make $360,000 a year. I will make $100,000 a year. I will make $10,000 a year. I will spend more time with my family, because even though we're going through this journey, I want you to become a better person as well. All right? You can have a lot of money and still be an asshole. So I want you to become a better person as well, right? Say, hey, look, whatever your organization, your religion is, try to donate. Try to, hey, pick up, like what I do, I go to the grocery store sometimes, I go grocery shopping, pick up some soup cans, keep them in the car and hand them out the whole time. Like just, try to become a better person. So, after you write down the I will, whatever it is you want to accomplish, I also want you to write a letter to yourself. Letter could be a paragraph you want, letter could be 3 paragraphs. So I want you to write this letter to yourself as if you already accomplished whatever it is you want to accomplish. And I want you to describe how you feel in that letter. You have to describe how you feel in that letter. You're going to mark that, so today is
14.
the 14th, 2020. So you would date that letter 2021. A year it is, and you're going to write everything as if you already accomplished. Okay? From there, I want you to go on half.com or Amazon and pick up at least one self-development book. Richest Man in Babylon is a good one. With me in my 20s, I had problems taking ownership and responsibility for my life. And Stephen Graham, You Can Make It Happen. Is that Oprah's life partner? What's his name? Stedman Graham. I'm sorry. Stedman Graham, You Can Make It Happen. So Stedman's book, You Can Make It Happen, changed my life. If you don't have time to read books, audiobooks. Okay? And especially go on YouTube and listen to Eric Thomas, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, or Eric Thomas. He drops a new video every Monday. And it's just, thank God it's Monday. It's great to start the week. Okay? And also, the most important thing is look at your schedule, the way your schedule is now, right? Like, what do you do now? Like, you have to take kids to school, do you have to, give time to your spouse? And there's gonna have to be a conversation like, hey, look, I'm gonna have to limit these things. I cut out cable for 2 years straight at one point to make this happen. Because TV was a distraction and I just had to book this. But it was easy for me to do because it's just me. I get it. It's not as easy for other people. But you have to find that common ground because it has to be sacrificed to making your goals happen. If there's no sacrifice and you do nothing, I guarantee you'll be in the same miserable position next year. And a year after that. A year after that, hoping for a 1 to 3% raise. So, just make sure you take action on all those things I just gave you. Implement them. This doesn't happen overnight. Maybe it might take you 2-3 weeks just to take action on those things. That's why I want you to do the test group where everybody can hold each other accountable. And don't be shy. Don't be scared to say, I need help. Jay is very accessible. Jay will help.
What about you?
Huh?
What about you? You don't
Not me.
need
I'm busy these days. I'm booking flights like, have y'all looked at these flights? I gotta take a vacation. Not that sure. But anyway,